Starting on our backs. Before we go into our 100 exercise, we're going to have our bellies lift up in the sky, but our booty and our chest stays on the ground. So it's like we're just lifting our lower back and our lower torso up to the sky. So we're feeling like a string is pulling our belly button up into the sky, and everything else can adjust as needed. But we're pulling up there. We don't want any pinching or pulling or biting or anything like that. We're just a nice firm lift up. Then we're going to slowly lower back down to the ground. Take a slow count here. We're about back on the ground now. This time we're going to lift up again right in the same spot. And slowly release. Takes probably about 4 or 5 counts. We're taking this opportunity to send all of your awareness to this area of your body. And we're going to keep going back and forth, releasing down. We'll raise up again here. Notice if you feel any difference in your back. I come down for 3, 2, 1. Now we're here on the ground. Go ahead and keep moving that motion. It's as if you can push your low back deep into the floor. And then release slowly back to just neutral. Take a second to fully release all of your muscles here. We'll do that full motion one more time so your belly arches up to the sky, firm and gentle, and releases. 3, 2, 1, and continue it all the way down as far into the ground as you can, lifting up your hips, and release to neutral. 3, 2, 1. Just stay here for a second. Completely relax. Very good. We're going to start here. So now you want your arch of your back to be completely against the ground here. So you're finding as little space between your low back and the ground as possible, like it's glued to the floor. Your arms are going to come with your palms facing up, straight beside you. Your legs are lifted in the air. Find your comfortable challenge here. You can leave your legs at this 90-degree angle or bring them closer into you or extend and lower them towards the ground, wherever is the right spot today. And we're going to start with a count to 50. And again, our primary focus here is keeping that low back on the ground, giving our ab workout a little, or our abs a little challenge here, but one that we can still smile through. Deeply breathing here. Taking this time to really come into your own self, bringing all of your attention back behind your eyes. Recall it from all other times, places, and things, any worries. Bring all of your attention back into you. Today we'll be thinking about a process of letting go. And as we're now full on into the autumn season, think about how nature is teaching us about the beauty of letting go, of things that have served us and run their course, and time for them to be let go. See if anything comes up in your mind or in your body as you feel that. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Very good. You can release here and just lay on the ground for a second, just releasing everything. Noticing how that makes your body feel. And when you're ready, you can slowly make your way up to sitting. Do a little bit of deep breathing this morning to really prime our lungs and our rib cage to really have this open breath. So we'll take a few deep breaths here. If you like to have your hands at the bottom of your chest, you're more than welcome to. As you exhale, you feel as if it's starting from the bottom of your rib cage. It's expanding out sideways and up and a little bit forward for that last motion. And so we'll start, go ahead on your inhale. And slowly exhale. Just really enjoy this filling up sensation. Try to release all tension, especially in your abdominals here. If you're holding your muscles, that's fine, but like that internal vibration, that tension, make sure you're releasing all of that, telling it can go away from you. And we'll do one more big inhale. And slowly exhale. We'll start with some of our lymphatic points. We're going to start at our K27 points again. So that's if you find your sternal notch, slightly diagonal, you're going to find this indent. And rub deeply in those places. Notice if it's the same or different than what you've been doing in the past. Notice if it's different one side versus the other. Let's really send all of your awareness to this spot here. Be sure you're breathing deeply through this. We're opening up these lymphatic vessels, potentially releasing more toxins into the stream because it's got to get down to your kidneys. So make sure you're breathing through that transition here. We're going to move now to this axillary spot, right where your arm and your torso would be sewed together if you're a teddy bear. Just do these deep circles all the way down. From the top of your shoulder down to right below your armpit and then back up. If you find any painful spots, try to give a little more attention there. Usually in our yoga, we say stay away from the pain. But in this case, we're actually decongesting that lymphatic tissue. So that can be a little painful. Switch to the other side, same spot, that axillary spot, start at the top of your shoulder. Move in those deep circles all the way down below your armpit. This is an especially important one for women. In almost all breast cancers, they find congested lymph tissue in your axillary area. Cancer often gets into those lymph nodes. So these are really important ones for women, especially to work on keeping clear. We're going to go right below. So you have your humeral head here. This is the top part of your arm. It's called your humerus bone. Kind of has this big round ball that connects into your shoulder girdle here. So right kind of where you feel that, that bulbous part ending, right on front of your humerus, right underneath that head, you're going to find a spot. You'll really notice it if it's painful. This one is painful for me. We're going to be doing the same thing, just those deep circles right here. Notice if you notice any sensations. They don't have to mean anything necessarily. Just really bring your attention to what you're noticing in your body. And then we'll move to the other side. Same thing, kind of where that bulbous part ends, right? The leaf right underneath the head of the humerus, right on front here. Ooh, that's a good one for me. Make sure you're breathing through here. Notice any sensations. I'm feeling kind of like an opening up in my stomach, kind of like an almost like feeling, because it's really painful. That means I need to work on it, as with everything in life, right? All right, for our sternum, now we're going to go right in the middle of our sternum. So our sternum, of course, goes from the top of your collarbone down to where your ribs all connect. So right in the middle of that, we're going to go on either side in between those ribs, in between the space of those ribs right there. Breathe through the discomfort. Send your awareness to the top of your head, back of your neck, anywhere you might notice anything, your low back. And then lastly, we're going to go underneath our rib cage. One of our favorites here. This really helps open up all of the muscles of the abdominal cavity, which is really great if we're going to be moving with those muscles. And last part of that, in our inner thighs. So taking those deep circles from the top of your inner thighs all the way down and back up. Good. So now we've opened up some of these log jams in theory in our lymphatic system. So we're going to really kind of stimulate this lymph flow. What we're going to do is we're going to start superficially on your skin, if possible. If not, on your clothes will be fine too. So right around your collarbone, you want to do on top and underneath your collarbone, very gently, just rub your hands all the way across this bone. There's really no pressure here at all. We're just lightly stimulating the skin, basically. Most of your lymph tissue is really superficial right underneath the skin. So as we're stimulating this, now we're going to do a little bit of tapping. Just gentle, firm taps. Just trying to mobilize that fluid that's right underneath the skin here. And then we're going to do some, again, firm and gentle circles, figure eights, circles all around this area, above and below. Notice if you feel any tingling sensations anywhere in your body. They say that that's a symbol or a sign of lymphatic movement. So right now I'm feeling some behind my head, a little bit down my shoulders, and we'll move to the other side. And it's okay if you don't notice any of that tingling or feel it. The more that you work on this, the more that you'll get things moving and you'll start to feel those things. I still definitely have goals on what I want to be able to feel. And then some tapping. This is a great time to really feel the contours of your body and say things to yourself like, this is my body. Now we'll go to the circles. Again, firm but gentle. We're not pressing down here very much. We're just trying to get that fluid under the skin moving. This is my body. This is the edge of my body. From here, let's go to our underarms. We're going to move across the skin, the same motions here. So you're just gently flicking around that skin underneath your arms. And again, this is a really good one for women, especially. And then those light taps, just all around. You want to get down onto your chest as well. Really kind of come out. And then your circles. This is the edge of my body. The edge of my arms that holds so much for me. Good. Now let's switch to the other side. Again, we'll just lightly rub that skin. And then taps. This is my body. And then some circles. This is under my arms, the arms that carry so much for me. Very good. So from here, let's imagine ourselves moving from sitting to standing. I'm going to see what that looks like in our minds. And we're going to go ahead and meet each other at standing. Going to be on our feet, bounding just a little bit here. On our toes, jumping up and down just a little bit. You can have your arms flowing. So we've kind of mobilized some of this fluid. We really want to use our calf muscles. That's the biggest passive pump of the lymphatic tissue. So as our muscles are working, it really helps get the lymphatic tissue flowing throughout the whole body. Just kind of let yourself fall, release any tension. Have some fun with this. But from here, you're going to raise up your arms, and we're just going to kind of melt down to the ground. And here we're going to rock back and forth just a little bit. You can also put your hands on the ground and kind of bounce up and down again. And just continuing this pump action. Good. All right. So now we're going to get the body warmed up a little bit. We're really going to use this time to get into our body, to feel the self-directed movement. So when we think about yoga and exercise and how we're doing our body, we can really think about all of it as just moving our body, or moving our joints, right? We're moving, all of our joints have a set amount of motions that they can do, and we're just playing around with the combination of these different movements at the joint. That's what all movement is. So we're going to start our hips. Bring your attention to your hips. See if you can feel any sensations you feel there. See if your body is calling out to you for a movement. If you think about your hips and think, oh, I want to move this way, go ahead and move that way. I feel like I want to move forward here, so I'm going to bend forward a little bit. You can follow me if you'd like, or follow what you're feeling in your own body. Move sideways. Get a little bit of this lateral flexion of the spine, of the torso. Just really take this time to feel, to listen to your body, to give it voice, to give it expression. And we're just using these motions to warm up the body. Notice if there's differences between one side and the other. Move up to the arms. What can we do with our arms to open them up? Again, you're welcome to follow me or feel. Lost my microphone. Sorry, guys, lost my microphone. Or just listen to your shoulders. What are my shoulders asking for this morning? Do they need to be rotated? Do they need to be pulled? Do they want to be in front of me or to the side of me? Do they want weight through them? They want motion, or do they want some stillness? And then move to your legs. Same questions. What do they want? The knees want to be bent. Do they want to be straight? Just finding this confidence and knowing that you know what your body needs. It will tell you what it wants and when to stop. Very good. Let's give our ankles and our wrists some circles here. Nice slow circles. Sending our awareness to our wrists. Imagine that you're actually inside your wrists. Now jump that awareness to your ankles in reverse direction. And bring your awareness inside your ankles. Now bring your awareness back behind your eyes. And we're going to meet each other at standing. Let's raise our hands up to the sky. We're going to bring a couple of breaths here. Breathing in through the nose if that's comfortable, and opening your mouth to sigh it out. I always imagine this breath as a very cleansing breath. Bringing in the creative and life force and expelling any energy that's not serving us. Hearing that sound, that vibration. Imagine with your hands, you can feel the weight that you're carrying in your life. We're not taking on new weight here. We're just really feeling responsibilities, disappointments, sadnesses, the things that feel heavy, stuck things that are holding us back. Just feel the weight of those through your hands, your arms, your elbows, your shoulders. From here, let's imagine a lifting sensation through the crown of our head. You're tightening your abdominal muscles. We're coming halfway over, just halfway. What happens with those weights? That weight that you're feeling, where does it go? Breathing here, noticing any sensations. You're not locking out your knees, keeping a tiny little bend here. Your next exhale, your right leg comes out behind you. Your knee comes to the ground. Lifting your body up so that your front knee is no more than 90 degrees. It's stacked right on top of that ankle, or be it forward a little bit. Take a few deep breaths here. Send your attention to your hands and feel what you want to do with your hands and your arms. Maybe they want to be down by your side or up, maybe out. Breathe into that opening in your right hip. Find any movement you want here to really get those sensations. Where are those weights on your shoulders? Where has that weight energy gone to? On your next exhale, extend that front knee. And so now your right hip is stacked over your right knee. Your left leg is out in front of you. Toes pointed to the sky or pointed out long. You can play with that with your foot back and forth. See how it changes. Feelings in your leg, your front leg. Keeping your abdominal tight, your abdominal muscles tight to support your low back here. In this stillness, let's do a quick little body scan. Starting from our feet, just noticing all the sensations as you slowly move up to your knee, your hips, your back, your shoulders, your elbows and hands, your neck, your head. This weight that you felt earlier, this stagnant energy that's holding you back, the negativity you might be feeling, anything that came up, the heaviness. Just imagine if you can release any of that energy. Imagine it melting from where it is in your body down to the points that are touching the ground. Imagine it just dripping down into the ground away from you. How does this change in your body? What are you feeling here? I felt a spontaneous release in my shoulders. From here, we're going to imagine our next move. So stay where we are for now. In your mind's eye, you're going to be putting more of your weight, you'll be bending your front knee, putting your weight on that left foot, coming facing the front or the side of your mat. Your right knee is going to be farther along your body, and you're going to be in a squat position. So imagine how it will feel to get there. And on your next exhale, let's do it together. So your left foot is facing the long side of your mat. Your right foot comes to follow, having a couple of feet in between. Distance, finding your squat here. If this isn't good today, a seat would be great. You can also just sit on the ground. You can put your soles of your feet together if you would like to get that hip opening here. Whatever feels good today. Kind of settle in, move back and forth a little bit. Noticing how your hips are feeling. Does one feel different than the other? Is it calling for any movement or stillness? And imagine in your mind's eye, our next move will be, our hands will come to the ground, our knees will come to the ground, and we'll move our whole body a little forward. We'll walk a little bit forward. So we're going to look kind of like a frog. Our legs will look like a frog in a diamond shape behind us. You also can just come up onto all fours. So on your next exhale, slowly and with a lot of awareness to all parts of our body. Think about your knees as you do this. Got your arms and your hands, what's happening in your low back. Walk yourself a little bit forward. Actually, you might not be able to see me. Yourself any movement here that feels good. Opening up those hips. Feel how it feels the same and also different. Make sure your navel is to your spine to support that low back. You notice a difference between the right and the left sides. On an exhale, release back to either an extended child's pose or a normal with your feet in front of you, folding over your body. Standing here, we're releasing any tension that we can find. Give a quick scan to your body again. What do you notice? What feelings inside your body do you notice more than others? Choose one to focus on and just to observe and see what it does throughout the practice. On your next inhale, let's come up again, back to either tabletop or to our leaning forward pose here. We'll give a little rock back and forth, nice and slow. Paying attention to that spot that was calling to you just a moment ago. How does it change and shift? Does it change and shift? Feel as if there's any more of that weight from your shoulders at the beginning. Any stagnant energy that can be released through the ground here. Might also be here at tabletop, back and forth. If neither of these positions work for you, you can be sitting, just rocking back and forth. On your next exhale, we'll find ourselves again down at the ground, either an extended or traditional balasana, folded over our knees. Imagine any tension just melting into the ground, melting into the earth far away from you. Now on an inhale, we're lifting up, hands to the ground, feet to the ground, hips to the sky. Our feet come out wide. We're giving ourselves a little rock back and forth here. Notice the sensations. Where are you feeling this? Also move a little forward and back. Noticing the internal changes that you're feeling here. Find some stillness. I'm bringing my feet back together. Find some stillness here. Find the right place today for you. Find some stillness. I'm having some shaking in my right thigh for some reason. On your next inhale, well, on your future inhale, imagine your mind's eye, you're going to be lifting up that right leg up to the sky. So imagine if you want to keep your legs straight, if you want it to bend. We're going to be lifting it up and holding it for just a moment. And then we're going to be sending it through right in between our hands. So imagine that motion. Really focus on that, what it's going to feel like. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, lift up that right leg. Hold for just a moment and then slowly release. It's coming through in between both of your hands. That front knee is going to stack. So your right knee is stacked over your right ankle. Stay where you guys are in the reverse. So you guys can see the front of me. Your back foot, your left foot is going parallel to the short side of your mat. You're gonna windmill up those arms so that you're looking out over that front knee. Finding some strength here. Really digging deep. Press all corners of your feet into the ground. Imagine that you're calling up Earth's energy, infinite, powerful, creative, and healing energy from the earth. And it's strongly coming up from your soles of your feet, all the way up both legs, strongly supporting you, giving you more power than maybe you thought you had. Breathing through this discomfort. And on your next exhale, release that front leg. Your torso is coming sideways. Your right hand is on the ground and your left is pointing to the ceiling. Make sure that you're not locking out either knee, but especially that front one can sometimes be doing that. Listen to your body and see what it's saying to you. Feel free to bend that knee if you need. I think I'm going to need to today. Good. We're going to then come back up. We're going to repeat that same posture. So we're windmilling our hands back up, straight in front of us. Feeling the strength, this power building within us. Bringing in all of that good, powerful, creative energy. On your next exhale, release strongly through your open mouth. Release any stuck or stagnant energy. Feel it just melting away from you, letting go. I definitely have tight inner thigh muscles, and they are shouting at me today. So I have a bent knee because I have injured myself before. So if you need to do any modifications, listen to your body. Feel all of that letting go. Imagine in your mind's eye, or next inhale, you're going to be lifting up again, windmilling and finding that strength. Your next inhale, up you come. Strong through those legs, both legs, even weight through both sides. Gathering up that energy, finding that it meets and it's storing up in a bowl right above your belly button. Stronger than you thought you were having in you. And be prepared for your future exhale. We release everything down to the ground again. On your exhale, release. Straighten that front leg. Let it all go down. Release everything that's holding you back. Letting it go, finding the beauty in that. On your next exhale, slowly release your top hand to the ground, bringing your right foot back behind you, lifting your hips up to the sky. This time, you're going to be lifting your left leg behind you. Hold for a moment, notice that sensation, and send it all the way through. All the way through in between your hands. Slowly and surely. This time you're releasing your right knee down to the ground. Your left knee is stacked over your left ankle. Hands to the ground, hips lift up again. This time your right foot comes up to the sky, travels through in between your hands. Your left knee is now on the ground. Right knee is stacked over your right ankle. Breathing deeply here, sending your breath to open any tense spots. Find what your hands want to do. Finding your awareness. Releasing any extra tension that you can find down through the ground. Your hands can come to the ground. Rock slightly backwards. Now your right leg is in front of you. Right leg is straightened in front. Your left hip is over your left knee. Imagine this melting sensation, any tension, any energy that's holding you back is just stripping away from you. And you're letting it go. It maybe served you once before, but it's not serving you anymore. We can let it go with dignity. Opening ourselves up to the new energy, the new things in our path. Bring your awareness to that spot that was calling to you earlier. Where is it now? Feeling these sensations in your body. On your next exhale, release. Your feet come back behind you, your hips up to the sky. This time your left leg is going to fly up in the air. Hold it at the top for just a moment. Feel if there's any differences and send it straight through in between your hands. Your right leg comes parallel to the short side of the mat. And you push yourself off, windmill your hands, and you're looking straight out in front of that left knee. Finding your strength here, making any movements you need, stacking your left knee over your left ankle, sending your body weight evenly between the front and back leg. Pulling up that earth energy through all surfaces of both feet. Bringing it up into you, giving you more strength and power than you thought you had. If you find any shakiness, this is your nervous system taking back control. Find the power in the shakiness. Imagine on a future exhale, we'll be releasing through our mouth, straightening that front knee. Our left hand will go to the ground and our right will reach to the sky. On your next exhale, release. Feel everything just melting away that's not there for you anymore. Finding that smile, letting the energy flow freely. Find that spot in your body again that was calling to you. Is it still calling to you? Is it the same? How has it changed? In a future inhale, we'll be doing the reverse. Windmilling our hands back up. Pulling that strength deeper than we thought we could. On your next inhale, push yourself up. Finding your comfortable spot here, your comfortable challenge, including that smile. Good. Future exhale, we'll be doing the same thing. Imagine releasing and releasing all of that extra energy. On your exhale, this is your body that you are taking care of, taking back conscious control of. Once more, you push yourself up, reaching out into the future, releasing any energy that's not there for you anymore. And on your next exhale, let it go. From here, your right hand comes to the ground. We're going to meet each other at standing. Arms come up to the sky again. And we're going to just melt to the ground, forcefully blowing everything out. Meeting down at the ground. Rocking gently, being supported. Once more, you rise. And once more, we're down, blowing everything out. Very good. From here, we can stand or sit, either one that you would like. I'll stand for the moment. We're going to, now that we've really gotten our muscles engaged, we have our nervous system really back online with them. We're going to go straight to the subconscious and release some of that tension that we've accumulated in our practice and just over our life. Because we often have the sensation of holding burdens on our shoulders. We're going to be releasing some of that shoulder tension. So just to check how this works, put your hands behind your back and just kind of feel to where it feels comfortable, your natural normal range, to go backwards. Feel the sensation there, what it feels like. Just kind of keep that in your mind. It's called our body check. So for here, start off, either arm is fine. I'm going to start with my right, I guess. Pulling it out to a 45-degree angle. You're going to be lifting your shoulder up towards your ear, just this side, and then kind of moving it backwards. So you're having that scapula come back towards the center of your spine, the center of your back. So we're holding it here, not too tight, but we're just holding it here. And we're going to slowly release for the count of 7 seconds. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Wrong way. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we completely release. Just imagine all your attention here, feeling it completely release. Every muscle contraction, anything here is just melting away. Repeat that same motion. So the shoulder comes up, it's retracted backwards. We're starting at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release completely. Once more. Shoulder up, shoulder back, and release to neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's do our body check again. So your hands come behind you. You raise your arms back. Do you notice a difference now between your right and your left shoulder? Go and release that. We're going to do that same motion on our other shoulder. So for me, it's going to be my left. You're lifting your shoulder up and back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And completely release. Have that sensation of everything holding in that shoulder just melting away. 1 up again. Shoulder up, shoulder back, and release to neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Once more on this side, shoulder up, shoulder back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Nice release here. From here, going to raise one of your arms. Let's do the one you started with. So you're lifting your arm up to be parallel with the ground. Your elbows at a 90-degree angle, basically. You're going to be moving your head. So you're lifting your shoulder girdle, your whole shoulder, everything up towards your ear. Your head comes down here. And you want a little tension here, but not tight. You're not holding it tight. You're just holding your muscles here. We're going to, again, for a count of 7, come down to neutral, and your head raises to neutral. So from here, we'll go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, all of those muscles on all of your side of your neck, just release. Go ahead and raise up again. See if you can engage any more muscles here while we're holding, and then slowly releasing to neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Complete release. Breathing deeply into it. And one more time. Put all of your attention, your awareness in these muscles here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's do the other side now. Again, shoulder, your humerus part of your arm parallel with the ground, your elbow at 90 degrees, but out in front of you. And again, your shoulder comes up, your head comes to your shoulder, and release for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I went a little too slow. Complete release. And we'll try again. And really feeling that contraction, not too tight contraction, but just you're holding it there. And then release for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Complete release. Let everything go. And once more on this side. And release for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Complete release there. Breathing deeply into that, feeling as everything's flowing down. Let's try that body check again. Hands behind your back. See how that feels. For me, I'm noticing there are some muscles that are definitely more released, but some are a little tighter. So that's interesting. That doesn't usually happen for me. I must have been holding on to things more. So the more that we do this, the more we're able to open up those channels of that nervous system remodeling to really get back that conscious control and make our default patterns more closely to our neutral biomechanical patterns. Awesome. So let's take our hands up. Big, nice stretch. And we're going to come down to sitting. So we've moved a lot of our body. We've gotten our nervous system online. Our lymph, we've moved a lot. I always feel like after we're moving things around, the log jam might get back there. So we're going to do our lymphatic points again. We're just going to run through them again, make sure that anything we cleared up remains clear. Now that we've gotten things kind of moved through and pushed through, I'm going to keep them up. So we're starting our K27 points. Notice if you notice any differences from earlier today. Mine right now actually feel a little more painful. So suggesting potentially a little more, since we just exercised, it might just be it's a little fuller, not necessarily congested. But it's definitely doing something. Again, on the sides of our arms. Rubbing down fully from the top of the shoulder all the way to underneath our armpit. And back up. Move to the other side. And back up. Good. Right underneath that bulbous part of your shoulder here, right in front. This is right underneath your humeral head. There you go. Really try to find that spot. Breathing deeply here. And then we'll move to the other side. These are a little less painful. I hope yours is too. Your sternum go right in the middle, in between those two ribs, right in that intercostal space. Oof, breathing deeply. And lastly, we'll give a quick little nod to below our ribs. And on our inner thighs. Breathing into here, feeling any opening you might be feeling in your body. It's really, once again, just paying attention to whatever you're feeling. You might be feeling some heat, some tingling, whatever you're feeling. Our fingers will meet each other right between our eyebrows. A gentle, nice, firm, gentle pull apart as we move all the way along the crown. All the way down. Give yourself a little shoulder rub while you're there. And then bring your hands down to your heart. While we're here, we're going to try to give a yawn. If you don't feel like you need to yawn, just thinking about it might stimulate it. If you can't yawn, that's okay. Just imagine yawning in your mind. If you haven't been able to, you can keep working on it in your final meditation. But we're going to take a few minutes now. You can come down to the ground or whatever position is comfortable for you. If you're going to find Shavasana, I recommend you using your pool noodle to put under your hips to just give you a little bit of a backwards tilt. That's going to keep your low back in a neutral position without having to engage any muscles to keep it there. Once again, reinforcing that neurological pattern that we're trying to make the default of a nice neutral low back. Take a few deep breaths. Really notice how your body is feeling. You can give yourself a body scan starting from one end of the body. And really giving voice to every part as you slowly move down to notice how you're feeling. Imagine any remainder of this burdensome energy, this energy that's keeping you stuck that we all have in our life. Imagine that smile of yours, just letting it release, keeping it flowing, opening up space for the new energy that's waiting for you. And we'll have a few minutes to ourselves here to really feel this energy flow, to imagine it, to keep open those faucets of the energy throughout our day. Bring your awareness back behind your eyes now. Give yourself a deep breath. Bring yourself back to the room. When you're ready, you can roll gently to one side. And then push yourself up straight to sitting. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We'll give each other our ending greeting, which is namaste, which means the divine light inside of me recognizes and honors the divine light inside of you. Namaste.